Sometimes I would rather look you in the eye, and sometimes I don't. But it's kind of embarrassing that I go off and I find what I like to think was the perfect property. And then you give it a name. You know, we named it Longhorn Lester's. And then you start bringing your Longhorns here. And now this is the second year in a row that by June, we have no grass. And so ultimately, the one thing that I never did my research on back when we began to look around for properties is tried to figure out what the soil type was to know what types of grass would grow there. And the type of grass we have here is kind of a crabgrass. It's not full of nutrition the way Bahia grass is. It doesn't grow tall the way Bahia grass does. It offers very little for our cows. And hold on, there ain't no way I'm moving Tex. I will hand feed him grass if I have to. I will hand feed him grass. Tex ain't going nowhere. He's living his best life right here. And I will hand feed him if I have to. He and Santana both. Well, we're getting close to another sunset, which means we're one sunset closer to the end of our days. Huh. Sheesh, right? But tomorrow's sunrise will give us one more day for hope. Yeah, I read that. You'll never guess where I read that. From, what are you doing? You have grain right behind you. Why are you messing with me? What? You want that little pile? That was for Charlene. That was for Charlene. But go ahead. It's all yours. Not real sure why my cows are not eating. I really don't know why my cows are not eating. But I will say this. Let me start over here with Tex. Ever since we got that information about Santoro up at the other property, and I've been a whole lot more he ain't gonna move. I've been a whole lot more invested in looking at their physical features to help me determine their inner health. And so you can see that none of the cows here are showing that triangular pattern that on the left side can show lots of malnutrition. Over on the right side can show some kind of intestinal gut issue, parasite. And so, no, all of these guys look great. And so I'm so blessed and so happy that they're all doing well, even despite the fact that we're running short on grass. We're running real short on grass here, guys. And I'm going to go ahead and say this now. I didn't really want to talk about it in the video. And I can't say for sure I'll even publish this. But because of the fact that we're struggling for grass this early in the summer, it makes me wonder if I should consider go ahead and taking maybe Marilyn over and putting her in that pasture with Santoro. There's an abundance of grass at I'm a Survivor. Just an abundance of grass. There's so much grass there. I mean, in all honesty, I could take Marilyn and Jezebel, take them both. And so here's what I'm going to show you on my fingers, because I like to show you on my fingers. On one hand, I'll just show you on my hand. On one hand, it'll be sad for Tex, because he's kind of learned that this is his family, right? But on the other hand, you will have a whole lot more grass for Tex and his first wife and daughter if you didn't have these two consuming so much of the grass, the little bit of grass that we do have. On that same hand, you'll have Santoro. Boy, it's a dirty hand. On Santoro, On that hand, you're going to have him a whole much happier bull, because now he has a couple of lady friends to hang out with all day. Now, I'm not concerned with him breeding these ladies, because we already talked about, we think they're both already bred. And so it would just pretty much be these girls go over there into his pasture to help him maintain that pasture, eat down some of that grass, and give him some company. And then if you're going to, and so Tex, I don't think he's going to necessarily miss the girls until it's that time of year when you got cows coming in heat. And that's when he's going to want to sow his royal oats all over the place. I will hand feed the two of these if I have to. And they're staying here. This is his best life. I just wish there was more grass to provide, to offer them. And, of course, we already know Charlene will go with Santoro. Well, I'm sorry. Let's take that back. We all know that Charlene will go with Waylon when the time is right, once she's weaned off her mama. But because I can tell the cows are all in really great health, you know what I mean by that, right? You do know what I mean by that. I think that we've talked enough about it in the other videos on I'm a Survivor for y'all to know what I mean, as far as the four chambers, the 4 different stomachs, and how important each one is, and how you can read those. I used to only read the rib cage. If I saw ribs, I didn't like it. But now I learned something new. So maybe I'm jumping the gun. Maybe I'm jumping the gun. I'm trying to think too much about poor Santoro all by himself in that pasture, in a pasture that is producing so much grass that these two could eat plenty. And that would allow these guys to have more grass here with less mouths to try to feed. There's also the fact that, oh boy, here comes trouble. It's that black and white horse coming over here. The birds that says, you know what, we're fine. We got plenty to eat. We're just going to squat down for the night. Oh, Lord. You need to work that mess out and not around me. I do not do well having to jump like that. I do not want to horn up the tushy. That brand, y'all see the sideways S? That's Schumacher, y'all. If you haven't ever looked it up, Schumacher is the Longhorn ranch that he came from. 149. Now, I sometimes wonder, was he the 149th bull that they produced and sold? Or does that 149 mean something else? And if you're saying, no, it's probably 149, well, check out old Love Lady here. Love Lady Ranch, which is the place that we got Santana. Let me look at you real fast, love. Turn around. Turn around over there. So she come from Love Lady Longhorns. What's her number at? Looky here. Looky there. Is that 705 or 70S? I've never been able to figure that out. But if that's 705, that's a lot of Longhorns. Now, of course, she's a heifer, so they may have a different numbering system. I do not know. But the horses have come over to enjoy some of the grains the cows did not eat. And I don't know why they did not eat them. Hey, looky here. There's a whole nother pile over here. Fellas, look. Look right there. Nope, you don't want those? Come on, sweetie. There's a whole pile over here. Well, listen, I got a lot of decision making to do. And I am going to consult with those in the need to know category, which would be Jamie and LE for sure. But I really do value opinions, and it is your opinions that do a lot to drive us in different directions. I hope that you always remember that. I'm not going to say that I'm going to do everything that every single one of you ask or demand of me, but it's a collective voice, you might say. We begin to pick up on your collective voice. And when you hear it enough, then at some point you begin to act on what you're hearing. And so there are some channels that will take any comment that goes against their narrative and simply delete it and block you forever. Most of y'all know the page I'm referring to. And you are no longer a voice on his channel because you do not represent the collective voice that he wants to hear. And so in saying so, he will never clean his water. He will never provide his animals their best life possible. He will never do all of the things that you guys ask of him to do because, well, that would personally cost him money. And he's not going to spend his money that way. He's going to spend his money on him. But whatever. That's not what this is about. Yeah, he's over in the Ozarks. The Ozark Mountains. He also was gifted a cowboy hat. And after that day, he changed his name. He changed his entire brand. What does Fiona got in her mouth? Fiona! Come here, baby! Fiona! She just caught a squirrel. Oh, baby, we like squirrels here, love. Y'all, Fiona has her a squirrel in her mouth. I'm sure it's dead by now. It's okay, baby. I'm not mad at you. Lester, why you always gotta get off on somebody's ass? Ain't no one, you don't need to be the police of the internet. No, I don't need to be the internet police. But I do feel like I have an obligation that if I know something that you don't know, or if I can see something that maybe you haven't seen, or if I just don't like to see good people being taken advantage of is all. And you're going to hate me for that. And so, and I see that a lot on a lot of channels. And I will say this, most of those creators are always from the same generation, which tells me it's more of a generational way of thinking. I don't mean to do the crazy sign. I'm just saying it's more of a generational way of thinking to get more for doing less. Poor work ethic. But it's a way of life, and I see that with a whole lot of people in real life and a whole lot of people on the internet. To try to get as much as you can and offer as little as possible. Hey, this is about something much bigger. We got to make a decision. And how much is it going to affect him? No, you cannot have that. Sweetie? Sweetie, I love you. You're not having that. That's not for you. That's not donkey food, okay? It's not donkey food. All right, I'm leaving. I'm trying to drive out of here. Time for a swim. Oh boy, can I come in? You got room for daddy? Yes or no? All right, I'm gonna remove my wallet, remove my cap, remove my Crocs, looky there, and take off this old shirt. That's my, hey, Kool-Aid! Oh yeah, shirt. Come on, swim over here to me. Come on. Don't get out when I get in. Y'all know how that makes me feel? Do they not know how that makes me feel? I get in and they all get out. Come on, babies. Woo, it's getting deep here. Come on, get back in here with me. Echo, Charlie, Fiona, Millie, someone come in the water with Daddy. They're not. I can't keep as deep as I can go. I am up to my neck. I'm backing out. Come on, Charlie. Come on, buddy. Come on, Charlie. Guys, all of these bubbles are because I stepped on a pocket of mud and my foot sunk and bubbles came up. Don't even suspect anything else. Hello, boys. Hi to you, good guy. Oh, my goodness, such great swimmers. Echo's a lot better swimmer than Charlie. Oh, woohoo. Look at you. I got you. I got him. Okay, I got you. Good boy. All right, I'm going to push on along. There you go. All the way over. Good boy. Oh, my goodness, you're so good. Fiona and Millie, get over here. Come on, girls. Come on, ladies. Come swim to me. Girls, please. Oh, my goodness. Look who's coming back for more loving. Baby, I'll get you. Gotcha. I got her. Don't scratch me. Don't scratch me. Selfie mode. We're getting us away now. This pond has been great for cooling off. Even though I don't know why, I cannot get Millie and Fiona to join me today. Millie, Fiona. Nope, there they go. They're gone. All right, well, I'm getting out now. That was nice. Every time I'm walking along in the pond and I'm stepping on clay, I can feel it squish between my toes. I always think that would it ever be possible for me to step down on the spot that is allowing water to leak from our pond and kind of help seal it off. Isn't that stupid? I don't know exactly how that entire concept works. But what I do know is that our pond is leaking. And somewhere in here, it's seeping down into the ground and it's running right back out across that spillway. And every day there's less water than the day before. And that means if at some point we don't get some good rain, we're going to have a pond that looks like the one we had last year, where there's like just empty spots here and there, which is a shame. But that's the risk that you run. If you don't use the money to put a liner in your pond, and we did not want to put a liner, that would have been just... Oh, I don't like to talk money, but it would have been thousands of dollars more to have a liner. The liner is a guaranteed way to make sure you don't have any leaks. Using clay, good red clay, is a lot cheaper way. But there's also no guarantee. And so I said before that they say that in time it will seal. In time, it will eventually seal itself off. But, you know, how we live in a world where we want it now. I want it now. I need it now. I want my pond full now. I want to get a windmill now. I want to put color, make it beautiful now. I want to put my drone up in the air and fly over it now. And look how beautiful it, you know. And unfortunately, our plan and God's plan is not always aligned. Let me check our water and then we'll get out of here. Go over and feed our other babies who are desperately screaming at me like they're so darn hungry. The water is super clean, not full to the top, so I'll go ahead and fill that up real fast. You know what? I'm not going to top it off today. I think it's fine. I'll do that tomorrow. That water's good. All right, well, it was nice having the 4 dogs join me on a little walk about, drive about, swim about, especially Echo and Charlie. I'm really proud of them for starting to bond more with me. I don't know why these two don't want to come in the water with me, but I think Millie did yesterday. So now for everyone saying, darn, Lester, when are you going to drag your pastures? That happens every Friday. You already know that. If you know me, you know that Friday is my pasture dragging day. Today's Wednesday, so see, I have a couple of days still. And could I do it today? I certainly could. There's plenty to drag, but I just kind of have a routine in place. And I'll tell you my routine real fast. I like to do it Friday morning because it's a job that doesn't get me hot and sweaty and nasty. And that way I can do that job, go to the feed store, and get home before my lunch with Longhorn Lester live. And I never broke a sweat. There's a plan. See, there is a plan. There is, settle it down. There is a plan, y'all.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.